Hi, once again, Gary David Currie here. I haven't said this in a while. I'm a musician, writer, philosopher, guy who runs a business, just a guy who's looking to offer what he can to people in life and hope they see something and, have a better world. That's what I'm all about. And how we're going to do that is by becoming better people, one moment at a time, being kind to each other. And I go by my motto, which is seek the truth always and do no harm. I've offered quite a few videos now. Got up to, I think this is 22. Second one I'm doing today. And I'm still at the ferry crossing here out in BC in the Kamloops area. Now there's a big sign there that says ferry is closed, and this is the ferry across the river. There's a huge reserve up this way and just mountains everywhere. Just beautiful out here. Might be a little dark because the sun's in behind the mountains right now, so just bear with me. It's getting a little cold. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. I've talked about quite a few things, and mostly it's philosophy orientated, seeking the truth. And I talk about human interaction and how we can become better, and I offer how I see us doing this. I'm fairly confident that most people don't want to hear this. I'm not going to get a lot of views, and I'm going to be ignored, ostracized. I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me, because this is what needs to be said. These are the things that people are ignoring, and eventually it'll all boil down to the things I'm talking about. And again, you can say I'm arrogant, narcissistic, and I think I'm right on everything. And I don't. I can be wrong on anything, but people are going to have to give me good reason to not be wrong. And I don't want to talk about this too much, but it keeps rearing its ugly head. And that's religion and the definitions of atheism and the categories and labels that we like to put ourselves into. Or, well, it's not even put ourselves. It's what others put us into to identify ourselves as human beings. So it's labels. You are a Christian. I am a Christian. I am a Muslim. I am a Buddhist with some Christian philosophies. I am an atheist. I am a American. I'm a Canadian. I'm an Italian, American, Canadian. Whatever. I mean, these labels are ridiculous because the basic identity we all have is we're human beings. Anybody that's living on this planet, we generally come from the same group of people, I don't know the exact genre or the exact classification. Back approximately, I think it's 50,000 to 250,000 years ago, a group of about 200 Homo sapiens in the Africa area who migrated, and we pretty much wiped out everybody else every other species as we did this migration, as we grew as a species. So here we are pretty much populating most of the world, and even though we all come from the same group, we've divided ourselves into tribes, into categories, into beliefs, which just build huge walls and create huge problems. Because the truth is, we're just all human beings. And it doesn't matter whatever God you believe in. Either that God's true or it's not. There's no good evidence for any God that we've created. I don't know where everything ultimately came from, and I'm probably never going to find out. So I don't even want to, speculate beyond having some fun with it and seeing it as a fascinating topic. But really, all it is speculation. So I keep saying this over and over again. We just need to stop all this crap, all this silliness, all these designations, all these labels, all these divisions that destroy our chances of becoming a better species, of rising above barbarism, pettiness, childishness, and becoming what we can evolve into, which is a species that has the capability to foresee the future, to understand the concepts that pretty much every other species on this planet we have come to know, and this isn't for sure, do not understand, such as what happens when we die. the very fact that we are dead, how did we get here? Seeing that there's more than just here, more than just this planet, which is a huge leap because it used to be just seen more than just a little piece of plot that we lived on, 500 years ago. From thinking the world is flat to being out in space and seeing that it's not flat. And this is where we live, and it's pretty precious, and we're pretty lucky to be here. And yet we constantly abuse it. We constantly take it for granted, and we constantly fight against the flow of the universe that allows us to exist, allows us to live. And to me, this is insanity. All we got to do is just help each other. It's really not that hard. Sure, there's always going to be people who are just never going to do that. The person that just likes to watch things burn. But, I'm sure the majority of people outweigh those few. We need to stop all this pettiness. And I don't want to get into religion. I don't want to get into atheism as a category. To me, I'll just talk about it for a second, because I've done a whole video on it, but it's really simple. I'm only an atheist because someone has designated me so because they believe in a God. So it's a response to theism saying, no, I'm sorry, I don't see what you believe in because there's no good reason for me to. Yes, it could be true, but, I don't see any evidence for it that is reasonable, rational, and makes any sense beyond the fact that I might want it to be true. And same with all the other spiritual nonsense and other garbage that we constantly indulge in on a daily basis. We basically go from one addiction, one delusion to the next, until one day, you might wake up to the fact that, here's how it probably is, which is really what you should be doing. And then from there, you grab on to life and what it has to offer. And once you get to that point, your chances of having better relationships with everybody you're connected with are going to improve drastically. But as long as you're living in some sort of delusion, you'll continue to live in other sorts of delusions. And your relationship delusions will continue. Your belief system delusions will continue. So really, just stop and think about it. Why am I labeled this? Why did I put this little label on me? Why is someone else labeling this? It's just silliness. There's no need for these labels. We have to have some of them to designate this person is a doctor, this person is a ditch digger, this person does this person does that. But each of us, I guarantee, are more than that one particular label. For instance, I'm a father, I'm a friend, I could be a boyfriend, I was a husband, well, I'm still legally a husband. I run a business, I'm a painter, I'm a contractor, I'm a property maintenance manager, I run a building, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, and so many other things that I do. But ultimately, I'm a human being. That's the only label, if I have to wear one, that I'm going to wear. And I suggest that be the label that you wear. And then learn to be a good human being. Learn to give. Learn to understand what it is to be a human being. Understand what life has to offer, what the universe has to offer, and just grab onto that. Get out, enjoy life. Treat people with dignity, with respect. Help people, and help yourself. So let's just stop all this pettiness, please. This silliness, these divisions, these enemies we create of each other, and let's just get on and enjoy the opportunity we have to exist and to live. Please, let's just stop. And I say it over and over again, but that's all I can say, because I don't want to get into these delusions. I don't care what the Bible says. It has no legitimacy with me, or any of these other silly things. Please, let's just stop. All right, you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for listening.